F1 2026, testing day 1, just got very interesting. Formula 1 is officially back. Day 1 of 2026 pre-season testing is complete in Bahrain. And if this session tells us anything, it's that this season might be chaos. New power units, new partnerships, new rookies, and some very nervous moments already. Let's break down everything that mattered. McLaren, still the team to beat? McLaren enter 2026 as back-to-back Constructors' champions, and they wasted no time showing they're serious again. Oscar Piastri handled the morning session and immediately looked sharp. He was right on the pace, just a couple tenths off Max Verstappen, and looked comfortable despite tricky conditions at turn 10 where several drivers struggled. Then in the afternoon, Lando Norris reminded everyone why he's world champion. He went fastest overall with a 1 minute 34.669 and pushed McLaren past 100 total laps for the day. That's exactly what you want from testing, speed and reliability. It's only day 1, but McLaren looked calm, confident and quick. Red Bull, Verstappen looks locked in. Max Verstappen said 2025 was one of his toughest seasons, even admitting he hated the car at times, and still nearly won the championship. That tells you everything about him. In Bahrain, he topped the morning session and logged 136 laps total. That's huge mileage. Yes, there were small moments, a lock-up at turn 1 and a big save at turn 4, but that's testing. You push the limits. Red Bull looks stable. Toto Wolff even admitted that Red Bull is the benchmark. Verstappen looks sharp, and he finished just a 10th behind Norris overall. That rivalry? It's not going anywhere. Mercedes. Big mileage, some balance questions. Mercedes completed massive mileage in Barcelona during shakedown, over 500 laps, and they continued that rhythm here. George Russell ran the morning session and looked solid, though he struggled slightly with turn 10 under braking. Then Kimi Antonelli took over. His session started late due to setup changes, but once he got out there, he showed flashes, including a wild snap at turn 4 that he managed to hold. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff admitted the car balance feels trickier in Bahrain's hotter conditions compared to Spain. Translation? They're not worried, but they're still figuring it out. Ferrari, a clean start, with some drama. Lewis Hamilton's first season without a podium in 2025 was strange to say the least, but Ferrari seemed optimistic heading into 2026. Hamilton had a spin at turn 1 early on, rotating the car fully, but he brushed it off, calling it clearing the cobwebs in windy, sandy conditions. Charles Leclerc looked strong in the afternoon, setting the 3rd fastest time and completing 80 laps. Ferrari didn't top the charts, but they looked competitive. And that's what matters. Williams, most laps of the day. Williams skipped Barcelona testing, a huge gamble, but made up for it here. Carlos Sainz logged 77 laps in the morning. Alex Albon added 68 more in the afternoon. That gave Williams the highest lap count of the entire day. Team boss James Vowles admitted missing Barcelona hurt. But Bahrain is about catching up. If reliability holds, Williams could quietly surprise people this year. Aston Martin, still searching. Lance Stroll had multiple off-track moments at turn 10 and finished with just 36 laps. That's not ideal. They're clearly still learning this car. And compared to McLaren or Red Bull, Aston don't look fully dialed in yet. Their car looks impressive, but still a lot to learn. Cadillac, a serious new player. Cadillac officially stepped onto the F1 grid this year, unveiling their car in New York and completing solid mileage in Barcelona before arriving in Bahrain. Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez split duties. There were a few scary moments, including a massive front brake lockup for Perez, but they still managed 100 plus laps. For a brand new team, that's impressive. They're not fighting at the front yet, but they're here to build. Audi, experience plus youth. Audi begin their full F1 entry with Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto. Hülkenberg, fresh off finally getting his long-awaited podium in 2025, brings experience. Both drivers had small lockups at turn 1, and Nico even stopped on track briefly due to an issue. But overall, 122 laps completed. That's a solid start. Alpine, new engine era begins. Alpine switched to Mercedes power for 2026, a massive change after years with Renault. Franco Colapinto had an early mechanical issue and only managed 28 laps in the morning, but Pierre Gasly recovered things in the afternoon with 49 laps and competitive times. When you change engine suppliers, teething problems are expected. This was normal. Racing Bulls, rookie watch. Red Bull's sister team gave 18-year-old Arvid Lindblad his first official test day. The youngest driver on the grid. His session ended early due to a fluid leak, but he still logged 75 laps. Not bad for day one. Haas, quiet but efficient. Esteban Ocon ran over 100 laps and set the 4th fastest time overall. No big headlines, no drama, just solid running. Sometimes that's exactly what you want in testing. Final day 1, standings and key takeaways. Fastest overall, Lando Norris, just a 10th ahead of Verstappen. Then came Leclerc, Ocon, Piastri, Russell. Williams completed the most laps. Red Bull and Ferrari were close behind. Mercedes, Alpine and Aston still have work to do. But here's the real takeaway. Nobody is miles ahead, and that's dangerous, because when the field is this tight in testing, Melbourne could explode.